All right, what is up, athletes? Here we are again for another at-home workout on the Bayfront. With me today is Miss Tessa. Not much of a theme today, kind of full body type of deal. So the last couple of days have been upper body, lower body, kind of more themed. So a little of everything today. To kick things off, we are going to do 2 rounds of 10 total knee hugs. So just standing up nice and tall, bringing a knee to the chest, giving that a good little squeeze to stretch out the hips and legs. So we're just doing 10 total. Don't rush the process here. Make sure you hold it for just a second and get a good squeeze. Then we're going to do, and some of you guys might not be familiar with a COSSACK squat, but we're going to do 6 kind of COSSACK squats, but I'm giving you the advantage of using your hands, so I am calling these COSSACK crawls. So we're in a super wide stance, and then we're basically going to squat, in this case, into her left leg while her right leg is locked out, stretched. It's okay that her toe turned up. That's cool. And she's balancing on her hands as needed. And then she's going to shift up and over to the other side. So on this side, she wants her heel down. On this side, it's cool that the toes popped up. She's going to feel left hamstrings, left groin, and then she's going to crawl back to the other side. So I'm calling this a crawl because I want to give you guys the advantage of using your hands on the ground for balance and support as needed. Okay, so that's going to look a little bit different for all of you guys. That's good right there, Tessa. Perfect. So we're going to do 6 of those. Then we're going to do 6 inchworms. So the style of inchworm today we want is we're going to crawl our hands forward into our push-up plank. We're going to crawl our hands back, stretching the hamstrings, and then we're going to stand at the end of the rep. So I am not looking for a push-up, and I'm not looking for forward advancement. We're assuming you guys are always working with limited space, right? So we're trying to do things where we could maybe contain it onto a yoga mat for the most part. So we're going to do 6 of those. Perfect. So 2 rounds, 10 knee hugs, 6 COSSACK crawls, 6 inchworms. Then we're going to move on, also 2 rounds, so kind of a brief warm-up today. 5 per leg straddle hip circles. So from a seated straddle, so we're basically seated in the splits. Guys, don't max out your splits. If you max that out, you'll barely be able to do this move at all. So hands are centered between the straddle. Then what we're going to do is we're going to lock the knees and point the toes, and we're going to try to draw 5 circles with one leg. And then set that leg down and switch your attention to the other leg and see if you can do that. So ideally the right leg is going clockwise, the left leg is going to go counterclockwise on these circles. And the movement is just from the hip. So don't be surprised that your quad might want to cramp on you, your hip might want to cramp on you because you're doing such an excellent job of keeping that knee locked, right? So that's going to be 5 per leg. Then we're going to do 5 each side or 10 total push-up plank rotations. So here we do want a full push-up. This can be done from the knees, but we do a push-up and then we're going to do a side plank rotation. We're going to reach up to the sky and then bring that hand back down, do another push-up, and then rotate the other way. So here we're looking for 10 total, 5 per side. So you will do a total of 10 push-ups there. That's perfect, Tessa, thank you. So 2 rounds, 5 per leg, straddle hip circles, and then 5 per side push-up plank rotations. Then guys, we are getting into our metcon. So we've got 20 minutes on the clock. Here's the format for this one. So in 20 minutes, your goal is to get as far through this list of tasks as you possibly can. We've got 3 different brackets coming at you, A, B, and C. So you're going to do bracket A, then move on to bracket C, and then you will finish with bracket C, and you will stay on bracket C for remaining time. So depending on how much time you have will dictate how many rounds of bracket C you get through here at the end. So let's talk about bracket A. 3 rounds. Kick it off with a 200-meter run. There it is, 200 meters. Then we're going to do 10 pull-ups. So let's assume you've got a pull-up bar, right? We can actually do some pull-ups. If you don't have pull-up bar, guys, no big deal. We're going to do bent over row. So we're going to grab some dumbbells or a barbell. We're going to do that flat back bent over position and pull towards the midline. So we're still getting those pulling muscles involved, even though we don't have a pull-up bar. But if you've got a pull-up bar, guys, today's the day, 10 pull-ups. Next up, 15 push-ups. We did a few push-ups in the warm-up with those plank rotations. So now we're just doing plain Jane push-ups, no funky grips or anything weird. Just 15 good capacity building push-ups. Then we pop up for 20 old-fashioned air squats. So you guys are maybe seeing some Murph theme going on right here, right? We should all be working on this stuff. So bracket A is all about Murph prep. So 20 air squats. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of that for bracket A, guys. Then we go right into bracket B. So there's no break on this. It's 20 minutes continuous movement. So bracket B is going to be 15 burpees. So chest and thighs hit the floor. We hop forward and then hop up with our hands overhead. So just make sure you're hitting the deck entirely, and then give me a full hand overhead position at the top. Then we're going to pair that with 15 dumbbell thrusters. So grab a pair of dumbbells. It could be a barbell, it could be a kettlebell. Make do with what you got. Tessa, we're doing thrusters, not squat thrusts. One take rule, folks, one take rule. So we are gonna have the shoulders at the front rack. We're gonna pass through a full depth squat. And when you come up, drive those weights overhead to fully extended arms. Use that little hip drive. That will help save your arms for getting overhead. So bracket B is 3 rounds, 15 burpees and 15 thrusters with your dumbbells. Then we go right into bracket C, where we need a box for some box jumps or step ups, depending on what gear you've got and what space you've got. Tessa's gonna demo a box jump for us here. So as always, we want a 2-foot takeoff, 2-foot landing. Once you land up on top, you stand and then come back down one way or another, whether you're stepping down or jumping down, doesn't matter. Yep. So we're gonna be doing 10 box jumps to those standards. And then guys, we're gonna pair that with 20 Russian kettlebell swings. So for the Russian swing, we're just concerned with eye level, right? So this is all about hips and butt. We want a violent hip opening here. So really squeeze the butt and send those hips. And that weight should rocket up to eye level. Perfect, that's good right there, Tessa. So bracket C, we've got 10 box jumps and 20 Russian kettlebell swings. Now, we don't know how much time is left on the clock, right? Based on how long bracket A and B took you, you might have a big chunk of time for bracket C. So you might get a lot of rounds of 10 box jumps and 20 Russian kettlebell swings, and that's cool. Just keep those going until you hit the 20-minute mark. Then your metcon is over, okay? So hopefully that's clear enough. Then we're gonna cash out with a little oblique work. We're gonna grab either a dumbbell or use your kettlebell, whatever you got. And we're gonna do 4 rounds. This is for quality, 12 per side bends. So she's got the weight in her right hand, which means she's letting it pull her down to the right, which means she's working her left obliques. So her left obliques are stretched in this position, and then they have to contract to come back up to standing. So 12 on one side, then switch hands, of course 12 on the other side, and just go back and forth for 4 rounds. If you want to do a few extra sets or something like that at the end, that's a cool decision today, all right? And that wraps up today's workout. Hopefully that felt like a full body type of deal, not just upper or just lower. Should get a sweat on though, heck yeah. Tessa, thanks again for coming out. Boom. We'll see you guys next time.